But nonetheless, it was a great episode.
Yeah.
I think it was a great episode. And this is also a great episode, motherfuckers. But yeah, man, it's been a journey. That's what I can say. It's been a journey. It's been a great journey.
Overall,
there's been ups and downs, and there's still gonna be ups and downs.
Definitely.
Wait, Mara, are we still continuing with this fucking episode
Podcast
shit?
thing?
I mean, we are on like
People don't want to engage.
we're almost on 300
subs.
300 subscribers.
You've just stepped into an empty street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Some ships are wooden ships, but those ships may sink. The best ships are friendships, and to those ships we shall drink.
Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Rolling, man. Welcome to another one.
We back
After 52 weeks.
after 52 good weeks.
Yeah.
Walking
after
the street.
Yeah. Ups and downs, but it's
Yeah.
been good weeks.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
good, man. I
It's
think
been bad and good at the same time.
Yeah.
this is a good way to like look back, you know, at the journey that we've had,
Yeah.
and just how, as you were saying earlier, with the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's worth looking back and reflecting.
Yeah.
As normally people do tend to like reflect and look back at the years they've gone through and all of that.
Yeah, and
This is our
whatever
version.
thing
Yeah.
they are busy with, just to look back
Exactly.
whether you're still in the right path, you want to continue, or you're just doing something stupid that's not bearing any results.
So it's not really a review, because you're not reviewing anything.
No.
Yeah. So it's not one of those YouTube review videos, but we will be reflecting and looking back at the journey, you know, and how we got to 52, and share some memories in between.
Yeah.
Whatever we can remember, you know,
some
behind and on
stories,
screen.
yeah.
Some stories just off and on camera.
Yeah, and based off comments
Yeah,
after
and the comments
we released
after
an
and all that.
episode. Yeah.
And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, man.
But otherwise, it's been a good 52 weeks. Cheers.
Yeah, we've pushed.
We've pushed.
Like what I posted, I don't know if you guys saw it on WhatsApp. When it's a concept that's coming from Atomic Habits, the book by James Clear, that if you do something
For 52
each and every single day for a year, or you do it every week for a year, basically be consistent for a year, there's gonna be that amount of improvement.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've been doing episodes every week
Since
for 52 weeks.
Since the beginning.
And it means that we've improved
52 times, yeah.
So that is something.
Yeah.
So I
We've
think
improved
that's something
52
that
times.
I'd like to put out there, that people should try out. If you want to be a person, have the end goal in mind of the person that you want to be, and start with the most basic things and do them every
Work
day.
towards that.
Yeah, you're gonna be 52 times better than the person you were when you started. You're gonna be the 365% better person than the person you were when you started. So, that's
true.
just what I wanted to share for our 52 weeks.
Yeah.
So, since Anjan, are we diving in just to reflect back, or we have some words that we can put out there?
I think that
we
can come
we
at
can
the
do
end.
after that.
Yeah.
It can come at the end.
For now, let's just look at this.
Yeah, by the way, I think this will be displayed on the screen, or you can also check, but I don't think
go
your
into
phone can multitask while you're on YouTube to check our episodes. But we had the first ever episode. We were talking about first dates, the effort,
What was the
false
thumbnail?
impressions, truth and accountability in dating.
Yeah, you guys really, like, the start of the podcast kind of set the tone. of like the episodes that were to follow.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I believe that first ever episode.
Was the
laid
unfiltered
everything
one.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
the
unfiltered,
it was the unfiltered
and that time we were not trying to please people. We're not trying not to get cancelled.
Yeah.
So we were just talking whatever we were talking about. And conversation is now on that episode, it was the time we've had that conversation for iskati.
Off
And
camera.
now, yeah,
Off
off
camera,
cam.
yeah.
And when we actually were on the cam, we were like just putting it out as raw as we
The
can.
way we wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah.
it.
So we're talking about first dates. That was an interesting episode. Anything that you took from that episode? Many people were frustrated that it was only us speaking and there's no female
other perspective.
Yeah,
There's no other perspective.
yeah.
Most-
But that was the
most
purpose
yes,
of that episode.
yes.
Because what we did is before we started the podcast, we had this list of conversations. I think we had
around 23.
We were covering 3 months. The aim was to
3
cover
months,
3
yeah,
months.
yeah,
Yeah, but we had more than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had our first episode that we wanted to put out, but we were like, nah, let's not put that one out. Let's put this one out and be as raw as possible. So they're shaking up.
Hola. Sure.
Hola.
Sharp.
So we just wanted to shake things up.
Yeah.
We just wanted to shake things up. And that episode did exactly that. And right now, today as we speak, it's on 416 views.
I think it's our biggest viewed video. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Biggest.
The biggest viewed.
Yeah.
Nah, that was dope.
But then one thing that I remember is just we had so much to talk about. I understand. And even our conversation similar to this behind the camera with the Lord. So the day we decided to let's do this, we felt like okay, now is the chance to say it on camera. And and now everyone will hear us. You understand? And we took. I feel like we took a risk the time we were releasing this episode.
Yeah.
We took a risk
definitely.
because we took a risk to a point that we didn't even trying to cater those people who were around us during that time. How would they feel when now
they see the video?
When they see the video,
Yeah.
when
There are
they
some
hear
things we
us,
said,
yes,
which
yes,
it
yes.
could break those relationships that we have around us.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, we just said everything. And we at the end of the day, we faced those consequences because behind that there were consequences. But at the end of the day, we were to face them. But I don't feel any regret.
Yeah.
Whatever I said there, I feel like
Yeah, I
You
think
had
it was,
to.
it was the
had to.
best beginning of the podcast.
Big mailing is, and I feel like Uti, looking at the podcast, one episode is releasing, I feel like it was a need for me to say whatever I had to say there.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like okay, I don't speak that much. But now I feel like I know it. Okay, there was this episode that I feel like
You were unfiltered.
yes.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I'm sure because this one is the most watched episode. I'm sure even other workers they will say that one is the best episode.
Yeah,
for
that's why
us.
we're into me. It kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
set the tone because the episodes that followed were basically a shadow of that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're using that as the guideline.
Yeah.
And
It
our
was
phone
the-
puma
Yeah.
within those margins.
Yeah.
So it was a dope episode. I remember when you guys dropped the
You
the
commented.
montage
Yeah.
Oh, the montage. Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was the whole episode. And me looking at it as a walker at the time, you know, I was like, hey, nah. Dope.
Yeah.
You know, because knowing the people around me, I had not came across Intention.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was new, it was fresh, and it was unfiltered.
Yeah.
So I appreciated the fact that there's content out there that is actually free to consume and that is unfiltered.
Yeah.
And then came on as a guest, but I mean that was only on episode 3. I think you
that was
dropped
only on
episode 2, the
episode
financial episode.
Yeah.
You guys dropped the financial episode.
And going to the financial episode.
Where was the
financial
location?
episode?
The location, boy.
Location was in Main Lane.
Main Lane.
Yeah, it was in Main Lane.
Before,
it was a morning
reception area.
Yeah, the reception area. Yeah.
And I got
with our morning voices.
I'm Charlie Jump. I'm morning voice, Charlie Jump. I've noticed over
but then
the
it was like, okay, you're going to do it either way.
Yeah,
either way.
And crazy thing is that episode 2 was the second episode we shot on that location.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's an
the
episode
that
we're
never
supposed
went
to
live.
release,
That one.
and
Yeah,
we decided
the one that
not
never
to
got
release
released.
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's still there.
You still
It's
have
still
it.
there, but it's never gonna get released.
Yeah.
I think
Rather
if
never
you
got
guys,
released.
if we decide to have an exclusive type of platform where we'll be all out and people
We
get to
release it
see
there.
like
What's
as much
happening,
as this
really,
is the
what's
real
happening.
thing, as much as this is the real thing and people get to see the real thing, Mara, there are some things that they don't see. So the full experience. So that episode, I think, is a representation of that full experience.
Sure.
So I think we'd release it in
those kind of
platforms.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's like exclusive content.
Yeah, it's exclusive content.
Exclusive content.
Yeah, but people found it a very educational.
Is it?
We
Or the
tackled
financial
it.
one?
Yeah, the financial
No,
one.
it was. What did it touch on? God? It touched on. Did it touch on credit, loans and stuff?
Yeah. We touched a bit
on that.
On it, yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was a great episode. Then we had episode 3, where we had you as a guest.
Yeah, that's when I came on.
How did we have you as a guest?
It was
commented.
It was based off the 2 episodes that already dropped. So
and you were like,
me, it's
you
like, nah.
wanna pull through.
And then
You approached me or I approached you?
It was a chat. We were just talking.
Yeah, we were just chatting,
talking.
yeah.
Yeah, based off. I think
Oh
one of the
yeah,
posts.
and I was like,
Yeah.
nigga, you should pull through as a guest.
And then I came with the. You said I must come up with the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I came up with the topic. Really,
Which was part of our 3 main topic.
health.
Yeah.
So at the time I didn't know though that like there was already like 3 sort of like subcategories that we filter into. So for me it was by default something I had thought of, which okay.
That's
like,
why
It's something that
procrastination.
represents you.
Yeah, something I live by. So it was like procrastination, like adopting new habits, all of those stuff, So and then we spoke about outlining the topic, outline that, and then we met up. Yeah, that day was a long one. 20 locations, but
we walked.
We
walked. But like Renee on the last episode, when we actually finished the episode, she was like, "Oh, I should do this again, guys." How did you feel when we shot the episode?
I think it's like every other guest we've had on the show. And that's the same experience I had. It's new, though. I've mentioned, I think, episodes after that, it's Sunday service here too.
Yeah.
That's when we go to church.
Get to pray.
Dish out the way.
Yeah, that's your space where you get to boy. Because we hardly ever have those kind of spaces where you just want to talk. It doesn't have to now be in a formal environment or formal space. It can be as unconventional as this. We're having a braai, but we actually talking over like some interesting topics, Yeah, so for me that was refreshing, and I was like, this is definitely something people need to explore more of, Even if it's once in a while, with and just break bread over something serious. Not always talking about amatranzi, the same old. Same old. Yo, it's all a big new one.
I think into engikhumlayo wayisho that episode ehambisana into esikhiyavule ngayo. 52 episode ukuthi the only thing that you have to do every day is to show up for yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Just show up.
Because basically it's what we did every day when we shoot an episode. We show up and we do
and
one.
we don't face challenges.
Yeah. And each and every single episode came with its own challenges, and it came with its own new experiences.
Yes.
Because till this day,
Steve,
when we shoot an episode like today, we've never had this experience before.
Yeah.
Like even the way your mind works,
Yeah.
on an episode.
It's different.
Sometimes you surprise yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're like,
yeah.
okay, you have some new realizations now.
Yeah.
You have some new ideas now, and you get to learn from other people as well. And even from you guys, like Omunyu Muntu might say, I know what you're thinking, but trust me, on each and every episode,
something new comes.
Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, now I've learned something new.
And I think that also comes from just feeding off each other's energy.
Yeah.
Because
I think we do complement each other.
So you might say something, and then it sparks an idea in my head. And then I'm like, oh shit, I have something to say now. And then so on, and then you feed off my energy, and then something sparks in your head as well, and then so on, and then it rotates, and then at the end of the day, that's an episode. Because sometimes people probably think we always plan these things.
No, we don't.
It's not always something that we plan.
And it's something I was looking at with you. Like from the start, we planned with we're never gonna script our conversations. We're just gonna have an outline of what we'll talk about, so that we don't off ramp and talk about things that are not related to whatever. Because afterward, we are catering whatever we're talking about for actual people who have limited time to watch whatever we are dishing out, and they have other things to watch and other things to do. But I like how we just go off.
Yeah, we go off.
Sometimes
go off the energy
with minimal research, because that's what I've noticed with it. When it comes to research, we don't do a lot and then
it's not extensive.
Research.
Yeah, it's not extensive.
So it's just that research where you get the general facts
and then knowledge,
the general knowledge as well, and then we just dish it out.
And I think that to me is more organic.
It's more organic. So it goes back to what we were saying with whatever we are talking about. We feed off each other, and then it sparks, and then it sparks. It sparks off, isn't though we've never thought of or
on
spoke
a normal
before.
day. On a normal day.
So
then
we had episode 4, which we spoke about being glued on screens, the effects of social media, our smartphones being just tools.
It's a union.
It's a union buildings. That was a dope episode as well. I like the energy of that one. For me, I remember how I was feeling that day, and I remember I told you guys, I'm feeling
a bit down.
Not in a negative way, but just
it was a morning. It
was a morning.
6 a.m. So I understand how you could have really be feeling that way,
But when you flow, it was being that much of energy, but at the end of the day, it needed us to speak whatever we felt like it was necessary for us to speak. Because that day, check doesn't matter with energy low, energy is high. But I think
we always speak.
Yes, because more check, there's a lot to learn from that episode. There's a lot to take away. I'm sure even imagine like, by the way, if you feel like there is an episode that touched you and you feel like this episode you feel it, comment it down below there. Just let us know with you. This episode was the best for me. As we go on.
So then we had the 5th episode. The first episode my mom watched. Well, I made my mom watch. And she was really impressed. It was really
that was the education.
Talking about education, about the South African education system, learning versus cramming, and whether education is still the only key to success. So, what do you think of that one?
Looking at how we came to like get this scale, get the way to scale, and our experiences.
I would say after school.
Ola.
I
would say I don't think with my anything has changed. I keep the chinchi. Things are still the same. Like people are still struggling to pay off their fees. People still have not gotten their certificates because the institution is withholding their certificates because of outstanding fees. So clearly it's still a battle students face on a daily.
And still, people still graduate, and they realize that, hey, I don't know shit.
Exactly.
They've not been equipped with actual
Nothing,
skills, and that's different, obviously, from cost to cash. But most people are like,
so
I'm not sure what I'm doing. It doesn't prepare you for what to actually expect and to practice in the industry for some courses, which I could say it's most courses.
Yeah, it's most courses.
Yeah,
I think it's crazy because when you think about it, in industry, they're not going to ask you about theory. They want to know what you know,
what you can do
practically,
and
what you can do and provide to the company that can help them provide better services or whatever, you know. So if you are struggling then to wrap your head around anything practical, then how are you of an asset? How are you an asset to the company? Because you have to be of value to the company for them to either invest in you or to just see any kind of value. You know? So I do think like the way our system is built and the business model behind it does have to change, because once people are in the industry, they seldomly ever go back to campus. You know, they rather explore courses, online courses. And then they just move and they use that as their qualifications. They just use that as a qualification. You know.
But something we get to understand that education is not the only key to success.
We know that already.
And like looking around, you see the education system has actually failed us more than it has benefited us.
It's failing us.
Then we went to the 6th episode where it was me and Noali. We were talking about men's suicide rates.
Back at Beggars Park.
Beggars Park. It was before you officially joined us as a co-host.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, so that one as well, I think we said a lot of raw stuff.
Looking, I think that one aged well.
Yeah, that one aged well. Because I remember another thing.
It was probably around the same time a lot of people had passed away.
It was just after COVID.
Ricky had also...
exactly.
Ricky was this year. That episode was...
It was this...
Ricky was this year. Yeah, Ricky was this year.
No, this was before.
That was
this was before.
December.
I remember that on this episode, stats just came out about the suicide rates of men being higher in our country compared to other countries. So it was based off that. That was the inspiration of the episode. Like, why are men killing themselves like this? And then we propose sort of ways to take care of your mental health and handle whatever
the stress
stress and unfortunate events that happened.
And then there was events that happened that proved those stats to be actually right. Because more men were actually dying from the same thing you guys were unpacking on the day, you know, like mental health issues. People, it became evident with the as a much as ring though. Even if it's ring, we don't touch on the things that bother us the most. So Snaploma saw C3. Enjoy this moment.
Enjoy something.
Enjoy this moment. You know, and we're having fun. But deep down, you know that, dog, you're going through shit, dog. You know, you're going through shit, but you don't want to really touch on those things because now it questions your masculinity.
Exactly.
You know,
so there's still those stereotypes. If you talk about certain sensitive matters, you're weak, and you just want to pull up human, that face with you strong. But after all, you're human.
You're human, dog. You're human.
And then we followed by an episode, Mpana, episode 7. We talk about how we self-sabotage, the choices we make.
I'm not.
We spoke about how we self-sabotage, the choices we make that lead us to poverty.
Sure.
So I think on that episode, Ndwana, we held guys accountable.
Which episode going?
This one we shot at small restaurant, the social. How the choices we make screw us forever. It was that episode.
We took back to our roots.
So there, I think even mine, one thing I can echo from that episode to men is that protect your seed.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing. Like morning after pills work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Even
you can't
pulling
rely
out.
on that.
Yeah, you can't
Pulling
rely
out.
on that.
Same as pulling
Yeah,
out. So
same as
like
pulling
protect
out.
your seed if you know you don't want a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
Yenze sure.
So that's the first.
Not
that's
only,
the first thing I can
not
remember.
only
from that
protect your
episode.
seed, protect yourself. You understand? Because there are so many things. It's suffer away as chance.
Yeah, because we also spoke
Yes.
about peer pressure as
Yes,
jazz. We
yes.
spoke about family as well.
Sneeze in the safara goes and ubona ukuthi ama pressure are serious. Abuya from ama chats awathola and by trying to our accommodate. Then mesa by pressure to a point that our gcina somuntu realize late. Ngithola peer pressure ukhona ukubuy imoto, peer pressure ukuthi ukhona ukubuy ibhodlela elikanje ulithenga uyi-1 uswape wezwe uyakhona ukugaza nama cheat and drink and not. But
Yeah.
just because ufuna show off utarede yeah, ngisho next ngakhona ukuyisula nje into wangiyi-1.
Lapho you are suffering.
I'm suffering at the end of the day,
Something else,
private, behind the
Yeah,
scene.
kuna something we
yeah.
sacrifice
Yes.
ukuthi ushow.
Yeah.
So we were holding people accountable, guys accountable.
Yeah, more especially it was more
Yeah.
focused on guys.
Yeah. So if you're a guy who doesn't have confidence or who's weak-minded, you're not gonna like that episode.
Yeah.
You're not
But
gonna
definitely
like that.
I would say refer to this episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot to gain from it.
Yeah, and then we went to episode 8. We still have a lot.
Yeah, 12,
I think
52.
let's move faster.
Move faster.
On
8.
episode 8, we were doing a part 2 for men's suicide.
Okay.
We're doing a part 2 for episode 6. But it was still the same thing, which is staying mentally and physically healthy.
Yeah.
So I think on episode 6, where we pointed out the men's suicide rates and what men are going through, we're just pointing at that out.
Yeah.
And then on episode 8, we're coming up with ways
To deal with mental
yeah.
health issues.
Yeah. And then we went to episode 9. Last visit and I get sent in.
That's when you guys came there. So where did we shoot? Riding at the park.
Yeah,
was that the first
at the
one?
park. At the park. Where we
Character
yeah.
development.
Yeah, where we observed that nigga who was training or practicing
Yes, with golf,
his
yeah.
son. And then at the end of the episode was that
Yeah,
guy.
that guy that came to
no,
fist bump.
Yeah. So that was a dope episode as well.
Yeah.
That was a dope episode as well. I think we gave some distinct examples there
Of character development.
Yeah, of character development and practical ways to develop your character.
Yeah. I think we did.
Move on.
Yeah.
And then we went to Ipul at your backyard.
Pregnancy.
Procreation.
Yeah, to be or not be an early.
Yeah, that one. That one, it didn't make that noise, but it did.
It was necessary. It was necessary.
It was a good episode.
It was necessary.
And during that time, it was raining.
Yeah, my episode.
But it is nice because at the same time, I remember that day. You guys, you had something to.
Yeah. When I won't go next,
Yeah, that time I was a hunk. That time I was.
Yeah, but that's when it started. That's
Yeah,
when it started.
yeah.
Episode 11, we went to Chili Pepper. It was the
With
first
Mary.
time we went to Chili Pepper, Nomeri.
Nomeri.
Yeah, that was a great episode. By the way.
Second guest.
Yeah.
Second
guest.
official.
Second guest.
Shout out to Mary.
Yeah, shout out to Mary. Yeah, that was a dope episode, by the way.
Yeah.
She showed Witty. Yeah.
She
stood
hold
up.
her own.
Yeah, she stood
No,
up.
she was ready. She was ready.
She stood up. She was like, "Mang." There was that clip where she was showing her character with I know. Bullshit is bullshit when it comes to cheating. But nonetheless, that was a dope episode. Yeah, that was the dope episode as well. Hey, baby, Babel, Hey, we Babel that time. This order this. Yeah, we ordered this. Hey, Nceba, I'm very pink. And then we went to that road, that empty street, Esentin. The strangers in our dreams, capability.
Officer was with gents.
Yeah, it was that was later. That was for e-marketing. That was later.
Oh, okay.
That day, a security guard.
You show an office. That's why it's office.
Yeah, I was
Or not the police who pulled
not that. Office. Officer always was kulma nata vela.
I was supposed to so like how long we want to take.
I
remember.
Yeah, as you look at their cars that
they
actually
passed
come,
that.
they're like, we're gonna take it.
An hour.
And even the cop car that came, those guys were like, hey guys, let's make sure that we don't appear here.
Yeah.
So they were not trying to chase us away. So it was a chill. This was a chill
was a
episode.
chill-
And I think most people love that.
The
venue.
location, that location was
That's
dope.
why we went there.
That location
Yeah,
When
was
you go
dope.
down,
we
we
went
still
there
gonna find
again.
an episode.
That
We went
location
there
was
again.
dope.
But the second one, we closed the road. But yeah.
Yeah, so that was brainfluence.
Yeah.
How our brain captures
brain
everything.
functions, yeah.
That was an interesting episode as well.
Definitely.
By the way, Umpo loves that episode.
Yeah.
I think I sent you a screenshot. I posted. He's
He
repeating.
constantly goes back to that
Yeah,
episode.
he constantly goes back to
constantly
the
goes
episode
back,
because he's interested in
neuromarketing.
neuromarketing. And then we had episode 14. We had Beggars Park. Stop chasing women you can't afford.
We still have. There's still a part 2 that hasn't dropped yet.
That episode in Pan.
There's still a part 2 that hasn't
Yeah,
dropped.
that was inspired by a tweet. Your girl, or just
yeah.
stop chasing
Yeah.
girls. Just stop chasing girls you can't afford. Yeah. And the
Yeah,
question was
remember.
like, yo, you guys want to be afforded. What are you? Commodities.
Yeah, that was the response, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we went to episode 15 where we had Chris and we spoke about Bolt.
Vetting drivers and
Yeah,
stuff.
vetting
Yes,
drivers, the
yes.
We had
dangers
to,
in our countries we face.
Wing
Wing Republic.
Wing Republic, yeah.
When
Our
we had
first-
that security guy who wanted to chase us away.
Yo, dude. Was it before or after?
Because
It was before.
it was before.
Oh, and then we
it
said
was
we want to
before.
take our
before.
Yeah,
chances.
we
said
were like,
want to take our
we're gonna
chances.
shoot.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot, and we shot and we finished.
Yeah.
And shout out
But-
to Chris, man.
Yeah, shout out to Chris.
First episode
Christoph.
where he's on camera.
Yeah, first episode where he's on camera
camera.
because on episode 11
He was behind the
he
scenes.
was
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
the
yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
And then
he's
he
definitely
actually
been a
pulled
worker,
through.
man.
Yeah, he's definitely
Shout
been.
out to Chris, though.
Yeah, shout out to Tsepo Christopher.
Yeah.
And then we went on episode 16 where we had Black and Cortez.
And
our
the previous,
guest that time.
and the previous episode we were showcasing some of his artwork.
Yeah,
on episode Leala Chris.
On the
Yeah.
episode 15 we're
Exactly.
showcasing one of his
Art.
art, not one, but it was multiple.
Yeah, it was multiple. His
We
customizations.
even wear some, ne?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
wore
we
some.
wore some.
I think we wore them after though.
No, after
On the
During.
episode. On
Was
the
it during?
episode, yeah. On the
Me and you,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Especially
now
me,
all of us,
also
all
the-
of us,
also
yeah,
SK,
yeah,
all
all
of
of
us,
us, all of us. Yeah, I
Then
remember.
we went to episode 16,
Part
16 and
two, ne?
17.
It was part
16
two.
and 17 was part 1 and
Yeah,
part 2.
yeah,
Yeah, we were
Two
talking
dope
about
episodes.
Two dope episodes that
For two.
performed really
Yeah,
well.
those were two
Yeah.
dope episodes.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
It was the second
Because we
one,
spoke
maybe.
about the hustle culture,
Oh, yeah.
and then on the second one we spoke about technology and the
advancements,
internet and
yeah.
how it impacted us as a society.
And
those are
I-
dope
I- I-
episodes.
Entrepreneurial.
Shout out to Black. Shout out to
Cortez.
shout out to Cortez, Gothic Art History. Yeah, we definitely should have those guys back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We had some chill conversations with them. And then we went to Sentin on episode 18. We closed the road.
Was that neuromarketing episode?
No.
No.
We closed it again on episode 18. What influences our buying decisions?
Let me see the location.
This.
Ah,
one, where we
yeah,
closed the room.
neuromarketing. Yeah.
Where we visited you.
Yeah,
that-
it's like we continued on that episode.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah, and then we close the streets.
So that means every time when we are on that road, we talk about
We
mines.
talk about marketing and mine.
Yeah,
But it was a chill road.
Yeah, because people kept on hooting.
Yeah.
I remember people
Yeah, they're
kept
like,
on
yeah,
hooting.
laugh what you doing, guys. I'm like,
And then Zovela la Mahata again. I was like, and then what's happening here?
yeah.
And they were like, nah, we just
Mara we
shooting
banga.
content. Yeah,
Yeah,
bona
we
we
banga.
banga. I think it was just surprising with the what are people doing in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
I
the
think
taxis passing, looking
Wow.
at us,
Hey,
cars
they were
passing.
eating a poem.
Like,
Hey.
what you guys are doing.
It's
They don't
definitely
even know the
something-
conversation, but they see what we just chilling.
it's out of it's like out of the normal
Yeah, the
way
the
of
normal.
people. How, yeah, the norm.
the
Yeah,
norm.
it's
How
out of the
interesting
norm.
would it be if one of those guys would come across that episode
Hey.
and they actually see
Hey.
themselves
Yeah.
hootering or
Yeah.
screaming at
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
How awesome would that be?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then, just to think about the part that we closed the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to think about that part. That was the key.
Yeah, we definitely shut the road.
Yeah.
And I was with the krachts.
Where did we get that?
Hey, krachts, vele sayithola sathonsa direct safa. It was dope. We were shutting down the streets. though. We were living
problem
by
with we had an
intuition.
experience. That's
Yeah.
why we
Yeah,
did that.
yeah.
Before
we
we
had to have that
Yeah.
experience again. Yeah.
And
then-
which answers the part of what you were saying with each episode. we learned something new. So coming back to the same venues, we knew what not to do again. You know, so
what
everything. So it's like learning curves along the way. Every episode has a learning curve.
It's an improvement in each and every episode. And it's like almost every episode we face something. We face some unfortunate thing that we have to work past, and we do work past it.
Definitely.
And then in the future we are like, okay,
we know how we'll fix
it. And then we went to.
And are you even recording there, or we just?
No, I'm not recording, but.
I think you'll do it after.
Because I was supposed to record, but I didn't.
But I see the way you hold time.
And then we're on episode 19. We're with Nceba.
The traditional versus modern relationships.
And should romantic partners have mutual friends?
Partners having mutual friends.
That was an interesting episode as well.
Now we came up with it's a power. Straight.
But it was an interesting episode as well. A very necessary topic to have.
I think it was very dope. Shout out Nceba.
Shout out Nceba.
Shout out to Nceba. I think it was a dope episode because we don't really think about how relationships have changed and the dynamics of them. These days, male
female based.
Male and female based. Those things would never
be that's around and actually have an impact
on a relationship.
In a relationship,
I don't know if you want to use this as a So I do think like that episode was necessary. And it was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
And our topics as usual. Kill.
Then we had episode 20. We were at Sentin. We were indoors. Sentin Mint Hotel. Mountain View.
Finance.
What's view? It's what view, ne?
Sentin View.
Sentin View, yes.
Finance.
We're talking about finance. That was a very educational
Bad versus good credit.
That was a very educational. Though I feel like we would have went more in depth, but that was a very educational conversation that we continued on episode 21.
But
how to automate
the
finances.
I think we're still going to cover a lot. We're going to drop it down now to a point that we covered one by one. Because there we covered so many things. But now we're going to split it into subs.
Move on? Then we went to episode 22 where we have Eva. Shout out Eva.
Was it part 2?
No.
How do we have Eva on her?
The part 2 is 21. Where we covered my apps. And then we went to episode 22 where we discussed the provocative clothing.
Outfits.
Outfits.
Or we had Eva in
why do we get judged by how we dress? Shout out to Eva, shout out to Nceba. That was a dope episode as well.
Provocative. It was very
it addressed another issue that we just let
slide.
We don't pay attention to.
And I think it's mostly because we are silenced.
We do pay attention, but we don't, as SK is saying, we silent. So we don't have places where we can actually say with listening to Ntwana just kubas. They like Ntwana. It's not like men. It's in their nature to behave the way they do now. Yes, in the recent history, like the file.
And shout out, that episode was inspired by Pazuzu Lelo. She told me this story, her encounter actually. She was just walking down Church Street and she saw this other lady who was wearing a white tie. And then they were revealing off the panties and people were just looking at her and giving her all their attention.
Comments and shit.
And she was like, you guys should talk about that. And that's where the episode came from, the topic actually came from.
So it obviously comes from real life experiences.
And it's not only us who are experiencing it. There's a lot of people who are, but who are like, for instance, if you're walking down the street and you see someone wearing a certain way, that's cringy in a way. You're gonna make a comment internally with you. Hi Marana, yes.
Yeah, she didn't have to dress like
Even
that.
a boy or a girl, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So yeah,
That was episode?
22. Then we went to 23, where we are in our mini forest. We talk about working remotely, hybrid workplace. How has COVID-19 affected the nature of business? That was a dope episode as well.
Yeah,
Location,
I love the environment. The environment.
It was very tranquil,
definitely
quiet.
Calm, chill,
It was
calm.
quiet, tranquil.
Yeah.
Like a lot to explore. As you were saying, we can go back there. A lot to explore.
And crazy story about that episode. The night before, that night before the episode.
We were together that night.
No, it was not that night. It was the week before. Yeah, I didn't. The week before.
Oh yeah, we didn't shoot because we were supposed to shoot.
We were supposed to shoot, but we didn't shoot. And on that episode, I was actually stitched. I had stitches.
You were injured.
It was the time I was. An incident happened, and I got injured, fractured my wrist, and I'm sure people have seen in most of our. And we actually never talked about it. Yeah, because people would see that I have a cast on my hand. Yeah, but on that episode, I actually had something showing here. I won a bandage. So I was actually bandaged as well.
And we tried hiding it, eh?
Yeah.
No,
we tried hiding
one.
it. It's that one in
episode.
Forest. It's
But
that
the
one.
one
Because
that
the one
was
after
show is
the
the one
finance
that
was
after-
black businesses.
After
Oh
Forest.
yeah.
The one that was on the
You're
robot.
right.
That's the one that was
black
shown.
business.
Yeah. So So for those who are wondering, I fractured my wrist.
You want to share the story?
Not fully this, but I got stabbed as well.
Yeah.
Behind my heart, I can say. But yeah, we survived that. We here. But at that time we were shooting. That's what we were going through. Yeah.
And we managed to still shoot.
Yeah. And we kept quiet about it.
Why? So shoot that job going forward.
Yo.
I remember that
Because there was
night.
stuff that we lost.
I remember that night. Was that night?
And
Both
that
of
was
us
the same time when it's shooting.
The night after.
And we had guests. We had guests. And we had to cancel.
We made shoot the part 2 that day.
Yeah, a provocative clothing.
Yeah, we made shoot the part 2, I remember.
Yeah, so I cancel.
Yo, Mara Save.
Yeah, we
Yo, and then we walked. Yo, it's our karate.
Yeah, to look up for those guys.
Yo, and with nothing, no weapon, no nothing, dog. The 7.
I'm out of this one.
No, my
we just started on the strength that we have.
Yeah, what I.
I guess God was there with us.
And then we went to episode 24.
Yeah.
This one, I think this one is going to be a problem whenever this episode blows up.
Yeah.
We're going to get cancelled because of the things we said on that episode.
Which one was it?
Does cancelling someone do more harm than good? Crowd conformity experiment. Those type of things.
Which one was it?
We'll check it up on list.
Yeah, I think.
Check it out. Movie.
I think that was the episode where we had Chris, ne? Chris and
Sean.
And Sean.
Ntwana?
Le.
Out. Yo, I wonder. I think overheating.
Hey, iningo.
Ishifted on it.
Dlala ngale man.
Okay, lungisa le angle so that young veza now.
Oh, cause now Sapum.
Yeah.
The fuck's happening here?
Hey.
Vele ife
Yeah,
nje.
fainter.
Oh no. Hey, kuyashisa dog. Makusekuyiphukane nje kanje.
Yeah, you think ngicabanga. Uzoba grand, yeah.
We were talking about 24, yeah?
Yeah,
Cancel
we're talking
culture.
about 24, cancel culture.
Yeah.
I think most especially me, I think, I said some risky things there. But I think for me, that was the episode that resembled episode 1. Yeah. We were talking about being cancelled,
Yeah.
which is
Those
a
are
major
real things.
issue.
Yeah, those
Which
are real
is a major
things.
issue.
Nah, those are definitely real things, though.
Yeah. And then we had episode 25, talking about family and friends, returning money you've lent them.
Another good episode.
Yeah.
All of our
people
episodes
related
are
with that episode.
Yeah.
You know what I saw in about Leo episode, especially when it comes to real. Many people related to the episode.
Yeah, you go again. You
understand about this cool man.
Yeah.
And the way even more check my likes are called. More especially on Facebook, you see what I understand. The issue, especially man, Juba serious cut schools. That many people is gonna come to you as a family member, maybe on a advantage with maybe on a money, and they're gonna borrow a lot of money. Then it depends on how you treat it. As it says, it's 30 that will show it. As we ask, I don't take it as a loan, but I feel like okay, I'm just giving what I have.
Depending on how close you are to
that
that person. Depending on how close you are to that person.
Then we had episode 26 where we revisited the dress code. But in the workplace.
Part 2, no?
Yeah.
And I think this is where we shot it, wasn't it?
This is where we shot it.
This is where we shot it.
This is where we shot it. Shout out to Eva once more. And then we went to episode 27. Are we blackmailed to support black businesses? That was another great episode.
Oh, that's where you show
I think we should talk more about
supporting black
topic,
businesses.
Yeah.
It's more special on finances.
Businesses.
More special on finances.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah. And quality as well.
Yeah.
And then we had Ulebza on episode 28. Life after varsity, unemployment, having a tough time finding a job, freelancing. Government is not going to come and save you.
Yeah, the government's not your savior.
You see, when it comes to, and I want to shout out to Ulebza there. I want to know he stated facts.
Yeah,
he stated facts.
That was a very educational episode.
I think a lot of things that he said today, it was facts. Understand? I think everyone who feels like maybe they lost their jobs, they feel like they have nothing to do. If they can go to
nothing
that
to
episode,
offer,
go to that episode. I think Lebi has a lot to offer that will keep you maybe sustainable or even can give you strength to push.
Yeah. Then we have this episode.
The gun one.
If a gun is in your head.
That one
and
was shot at Amaros.
Amaros. Yeah.
That one was more personal.
Happiness, pursuit of happiness.
It was more personal,
Pursuit of happiness.
Can one truly find absolute happiness? Yeah.
Oh,
Great
no.
episode as well.
From then to now, do you guys have a change of heart, or do you still stand by
No, I don't.
what you said in that episode?
Yeah, I don't.
Still the
but
same
I feel like a lot of people, they didn't comment on that episode. I feel like, but if you still you feel like there's an opportunity, you can go back to the episode, or you can even go back, comment on this
one, based on that episode.
Based on that episode.
I think that's the one thing we've struggled with.
But that's from that episode, and the one that we're still going to, the one that we shot at where is that? Centurion. Was it Centurion? Yeah, Centurion with Abu Tand, the one before Abu Tand. That one was also personal.
The one we shot before where we were talking about okay, we're gonna go there.
Yes.
We're gonna go
so
there.
That one was more personal based on our experience. That's just to show people that we are human beings. We learn and make mistakes.
True.
I understand.
Yeah. And then we had episode 30 where we had so we had Ritz and KT Direct and 442.
Young artists.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to 442. Those guys.
Yeah, they've definitely
and
more than once.
I think we shot. That's the location where we shot more episodes compared to other locations.
Any others,
yeah. Shout out to GT, man. Shout out to GT.
No, he definitely came through for us.
He definitely came through. And then we had episode 31. Oh, we skipped episode 13.
I think it was mixed up. Yeah, it was mixed up.
Men preferring younger women. I think that's an episode we should revisit. Yeah, Beggars Park. Yeah. I think we should revisit that with the female perspective on why men prefer older women, just to explain.
Yes, we said we want to have a part 2, didn't we?
A part 2, which we were like, is gonna also
touch on the opposite.
Yeah, which is why women prefer older guys.
Men.
Yeah.
But that one would need a perspective of a woman.
Yeah. We definitely need a female.
That one we need.
I think we should definitely organize.
Definitely worth revisiting. Yeah. There's a dope location as well.
Because
people don't know where that is.
Yeah.
It's a dope location.
Yeah. I still live in now.
Yeah, that was episode 13. It also performed well, by the way.
Yeah.
More than 100 views.
I think most of the research was based on Leonardo DiCaprio's life.
Based on Leonardo
his
DiCaprio,
relationships.
Yeah. And then secondly, it was based off data that's coming from Dataclysm, the book, which the book was based off dating apps. Dating apps where men swipe right, meaning they're swiping right.
Like your Tinder.
Tinder and Bamboo and all the other apps. They were swiping right mostly on girls that are within that age range from I think 22 to 25. So we had that was episode 13. We went to episode 31 where we had secret hidden messages in cartoons.
Shot that here as well?
Shot here as well. Dope episode. And Umpo, together with that one, he always goes back to
those
because they are
relevant.
Talking about things
that happen,
and subliminal marketing as well.
Yeah.
And then we went to Church Square where we were talking about taxi drivers and their anger issues.
Oh, that was a morning episode,
that was a morning episode.
That was a morning episode, I remember. That was a morning episode. Yeah, with taxi drivers. Even them hooting the bell, dog. From Ukuhuta, ulwa now.
And we have episode 34, shot here as well. Episode while we're frying in yam.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. That was a dope episode as well. We need that. Actually, guys, we are organizing a men's conference. I think it's gonna be released on the 14th of February, the actual day. Which will be on a Tuesday. So definitely be on the lookout for that episode. Obviously the episode will be shot earlier, and if you'd like to be part of the conversation, just give a shout out to us and we'll make it happen. And I think that's the best thing that you could do for yourself because before the actual day comes. Because on that day when we release, most people would have made plans, and maybe we will be saving some people from making plans that are gonna cost them time, effort, and resources. So, definitely, if you want to be part of that conversation, give us a shout out. You can comment below, and then we'll privately contact you.
Or you can even DM us on our IG channel. IG page or Facebook.
Or if you
Inbox
have
us.
our numbers, you can text us.
So wherever you find convenient for you, just hit us up.
And then we had episode 35. Shout out to Fulu. Furufero. Shout out to Fulu.
And
she spoke
with that episode, you guys remember that we shot it already. That was the second attempt.
That was a shocking attempt.
That was the second attempt at shooting.
So we shot it and it failed because of sound.
The location we chose.
Just to show how do you guys we treat you so special.
And the challenges you
guys don't deserve.
When we know that some form of content should come out, we make sure that it comes out, despite how much we've shot it. There are episodes that we cancelled out. For instance, that episode we shot about social media. Kids and social media at Beggars Union
Building.
That was the third time we shot that.
We shot the previous day. It was rain.
And then this guy slept.
And the other one he slept. and that one was at the park.
No, it was the same day because
it was the same day.
It was the same day. It was rain and also
then.
Then we shoot again
and then we came back the following day.
Not the following day.
Because we left because it rained after.
It was in
I think it was the same day. Because we shot Springbok Park.
We shot early because after early then I slept. Then
and
after
then
that
we walked.
Yes.
We shot.
So it was him
and
sleeping.
We walked to
both of those things were on the same episode. Ukidla Nemvula.
That's why I'm saying it was the same day.
Okay. And then we had Tebogo Dinti. and we had Tebucho Titindi on episode 33.
Shout out to that
Shout
one.
out to Tebucho.
That was Amaros, no?
Yeah, that was Amaros.
Shout out,
beloved. We spoke about feminism and anger. We spoke about
a lot of good comments. She came up.
Okay, no.
That episode is the most performing episode when it comes to reels.
Yes.
And people love that part where she says, most women, I'm sorry to impersonate her voice. Most women don't look for relationships. They look for jobs in relationships. Yeah, that was a dope point.
Yeah,
That was a quotable moment.
how many shares? Now it's close to 60 shares.
Yeah, people have been sharing and
video.
liking that video.
It's
so
more than 100
dope
likes.
episode.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a dope
episode.
And she's
shared
also a dope person.
Yeah, she's also a dope
punchline.
person. We should definitely have her back.
Again, no,
Yeah.
definitely. Next day
Yeah.
we bring her
I
again.
think I skipped there, and then we had episode 36 where we were speaking about destruction is easy, creation is hard. Dope episode as well, chilled venue as well. And then we went to Centurion. We spoke about Ilobolo, whether it's still relevant. Dope episode as well.
Tando
I
and
think
Mickey.
Tando and Mickey. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
The empty sheets.
Hey, Puma lapho. And then I believe that conversation deserves to be done.
Revisited, definitely has to be revisited.
and then we
guys, before you continue, that's just an inside joke based on that episode. Yeah, it was just an inside joke. So
that's the type of content we'll release exclusively.
Yeah, exclusive content.
Those type of things.
Yo, imagine if that day was caught on camera, like from the beginning. And use that as like a vlog
That would
or
have
just
been crazy.
like exclusive content.
Yeah.
There's a lot
So
happening.
we went to
Centurion Mall.
Century. No.
That day.
We went to
We just
episode-
never released that episode, huh?
We did. So we released episode 39, which were in Santon. We had a swimming pool. And actually
dive into the
after the episode,
the Easter
episode
egg.
as well. We're speaking
Yeah.
about the cancel culture
Andrew
Oh,
Tate.
let's forget Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
and Andrew Tate. Then there's episode 40 where we had Unjabs with his niggas. Yeah, dope episode
Shout out,
as well.
shout out to the chef.
accommodating
us
and
It
also-
was a dope day. It was
Yeah.
a dope day. It was a dope
For
day.
special accommodation.
Yeah, that episode, that's not my least favorite.
Niggas slept.
My least favorite.
But I like
But
the
I
champions.
stood
Yeah.
stood my ground.
Yeah.
I stood my
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
But it's my least favorite. That's my least favorite.
Then that was episode 40, and then we went to episode 41. What do you care most about, the mind or the body? Dope episode as well. Yeah, Sentin.
What was this?
Episode? What's that?
The
lodge?
location. Oh, Clay.
No, not that one.
It wasn't Clay?
Yeah,
Let me
no. Where
see.
we met Tendani.
Oh, City Lodge.
Yeah,
City
that
Lodge.
was City
City
Lodge.
Yeah, City
And then episode 42 as well was
Same
in City
location,
Lodge.
yeah.
We had Utendani. We spoke about right on the spot.
Comfort
I like how we
zones.
came up with that topic.
Yeah.
Like it was very
Right on the
spontaneous.
spot. And it was based on
off
that.
her.
Yeah, it was
based
based
off
on
her.
that, yeah.
Uti, she was hesitant to join us, and we were like, no, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
You being
specifically,
hesitant.
yeah. Shout out to Tendani.
Shout out to
dude.
Tendani, man.
Total stranger at the time, and she held her ground.
And she loved the vibe.
Yeah, she liked the
loved
vibe. I mean, I'm sure even when she looks back at that episode, because she was concerned about her voice and all of those things,
Yeah.
it came out better
Came out
than
clean.
she actually expected. So, I mean, shout out to that, dude.
And then there was episode 43 where we were fucking drunk.
What was happening?
Hey, we were fucking drunk. We were talking about destiny that
Oh,
decided
at
by
the
family
park.
line.
Mushroom
Do we
Park.
have free will?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mushroom Park, Sentin.
Sentin, yeah.
Do we
Nah,
have free will,
yo.
or are things just meant to be?
Yeah.
Shots were fired. We were real.
Nah, there you go.
Episode 45. The influence of TV shows on teenagers. Dope episode as well. And then we shot
Wait, what was the episode?
the influence of TV shows on teenagers.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is the location?
Claire's and Sentin.
Was
Yeah.
that was the first one?
No, that was not the first one actually. Episode 44, we actually shot.
Because I remember we shot to Jackson.
Ukanga, yeah. The legality of marijuana.
cannabis.
Yeah, and then we went to 45, the influence of TV shows on teenagers, and then we went to episode 46. How much food do we need to eat? Which
Jackson
inspired, Jackson again. Shout out to Jackson.
That whole journey you went on.
That journey that I went on November, where I was just eating steak. But I went extreme because I
Tell
cut
us more
out
about that experience.
Because I cut out
any fiber.
Yeah.
It was just
any
meat.
Carbs, it was
alcohol.
just meat, everything. So basically, I mixed it with. I was on a carnivore diet, meaning meat only.
Just meat, yeah.
Carnivore diet is kind of broad because it means that you're eating only
meat
products that are produced by animals, meaning meat. Yeah. You can still eat fish, you can still eat milk, you can still see those type of
any
things.
meat products.
Yeah. But I was just, I decided to make it about steak only.
And that was for a month?
That's inspired by Jordan Peterson as well.
That was a month?
Yeah, that was a month. Yeah. And then I mixed that with intermittent fasting, meaning I only eat once a day.
Yeah.
So I was on a 24-hour fast. Yeah. So not easy. Cravings would come. You'd smell meat. You'd smell irasheni. You'd smell.
At the same time.
Not.
And when would you break your fast? What time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. I eat.
Until next 7 p.m.
Until the next 7 p.m. So
24 hours.
Yeah. So some people would say I've lost weight. I've had that, but it was, as I said on my status, it's more mental than actually wanting to lose weight and all those things. But it's a great method to lose weight as well. But obviously it will be different from person to person.
Yeah,
but it was a self-discipline thing.
It's not easy, dog.
It's not easy because sometimes, dog, you'll smell that thing that you like, that meal.
Even
and
if it's not there.
It's not even there. And you're tempted. You have the means to get it.
Sure.
But you're like, nah.
Control.
Yeah. So for me, it was that and a bit philosophical or stoic behind whatever I was doing, because I always believed that we should put ourselves in situations that are unfortunate so that whenever those situations come in
test your resilience.
Basically, you should test your resilience. Did that for a month, and it was good and bad. Learned a few things about
how's your
controlling the
metabolism
mind.
operating during that whole period?
So, bro, you'll get weak. Yeah. I think the first 2 weeks, there are times where you just get weak, and I think those are the times that I cheated, but I cheated with peanut butter.
Okay.
Because you just have 1 spoon of peanut butter and it
covers
fills
all
you
your
up.
crazy.
You should try that when you're hungry. You just eat 1 spoon of peanut butter and you're not gonna feel hungry. And then also with plain yogurt. That's when I fasted. That's when I cheated because of lezozinto. When my metabolism was kind of failing, I could say. Yeah. But
so you'd hardly go to the toilet?
Yeah. I'd go to the toilet once a week. Sometimes even when you go, like there's nothing. You just feel like there's something, but there's nothing. Yeah, man. So,
and I think we're hearing that on camera.
So what other thing? Yeah, it was those things. Yeah, obviously I couldn't take alcohol because I was constantly running on an empty stomach. We move on to how to teach your kids about life.
Episode?
Claire's 47, episode 47.
In the pool.
Didn't get inside the water.
In the pool.
Yeah, because of Namadlos.
Hey.
And then we went to 48. We're with Ash. Shout out to Ash BD, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash BD.
Shout out Ash BD.
Part 2 is definitely coming. Soon.
Very soon.
It could be next week.
It could be after this one.
Yeah.
Could be after this one.
Yeah. We're talking about who raised this man. We tackled a lot, and we left a question hanging. Would see where are the absent fathers?
I think that will be the continuation.
Yeah.
Because we were now jumping into new topics. during that whole process as well. You know, topics that we said we'll revisit on part 2.
Part 2, yeah. And
So
then we had
definitely
Sauda
more.
on episode 49. Shout out Sauda Al Kebulan. We
Centurion
spoke
More.
about Centurion More, how we programmed. Do we own our own thoughts, whether it's programming or we have independent thinking. Shout out, dope episode as well.
And to think that that episode was recorded long time ago, dog. Long time ago. Ages ago, you know. I didn't even think we were still gonna drop that episode because of how it progressed in itself. You know, but it was definitely a dope episode.
Yeah, we definitely needed to release that conversation because we were not gonna have the same conversation.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm assuming that's
we
how
have part 2 to cover everything up. And then we had episode 50. We were talking about how to catch the December fever.
That's a network involved.
Yeah.
That's
a
a network
relatable conversation as well.
Since we're in December, it's more relevant now than ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I hope you guys will go back to that episode and look at it and actually learn about.
Akusinda le nyama ntwana.
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, ngiyabona athi akusinda.
Angithi ngiyakhuluma
Yeah, it's good la.
So we had 51 where we were discussing why is it difficult to think clearly. Yeah. And
Chili peppers again.
Yeah, chili pepper again. Then we went to 52.
Wrapped
Male
up the year.
versus female friendships. We wrapped up the episode, the podcast, the year.
Podcast calendar,
with Renee Mesh. Shout out. Dope episode.
Yeah.
Dope
That's our
vibe
current
as well.
episode. It's doing good numbers as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think especially since it's only been a week. It's only been a week and it's doing really good. And the conversation we're having was really fluid.
And
relatable. Dog.
Yeah.
We can see from the engagement.
Yeah.
You can see from the engagement.
Yeah, the comment section.
Yeah, and the perspectives are different.
Very
Well,
different.
they're different and it's understandable. We
They're on
can't
the
all think the
opposite side
same.
of the
Yeah.
spectrum.
Yeah. So there's people that oppose, there's people that are for, but in all aspects, it's content that is relatable.
And I liked your content, your comment there, Wuti. The conversation doesn't end.
Yeah, it doesn't
with,
end
with
with the
whatever
video.
we are saying on
the
video.
camera, dog.
Because obviously we can't cover everything.
Nah.
So we are just basically starting a conversation.
Exactly. That is
So-
that is
Feel like
it.
you wanna
So
continue.
Sparking
I
the
think
idea.
even if you can go back to the intro, man, we say to Guti,
We're
we are
curious
just
gentlemen.
twinkle gentlemen
Yeah,
who
curious.
ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers. So we are not
In-
saying that on an episode we have found those
Yeah.
answers, but we are saying we are on that journey to find answers.
Even
and you
through
being
there.
on our comment section
Helps
and
us.
interacting with us helps us find those answers of those
Yeah.
questions.
On
Because
YouTube, Facebook.
Facebook.
Insta,
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't think
Yeah.
we have everything figured out.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know, and
No, we
people
don't. We
people
don't.
have their own experiences. You must remember we said this earlier on that most of what we share is based off general knowledge and a bit of research. You know, so someone else's general knowledge might differ completely to what we have.
Completely.
You know, and it shows through the comments. So we like advising and we asking people to actually do more of that because it helps us even understand ourselves better too, you know, and to understand the people we interact with on a daily.
Yeah.
You know, because of episodes like the recent one,
Yeah.
you know, with why females prefer having male friends.
Male friends.
That helps us understand why females want to befriend us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and vice versa into why
And it
they
also makes us understand where we stand with them. Because as I was saying, Wuti, on that episode, Wuti,
hey, niggas' intentions are always just to hit.
we are one.
You know,
so
those
at
kind of
least if
stuff.
we know Wuti, there's that open door, Wuti, you can be friends.
Now you
So
understand.
You understand
Wuti,
Wuti. No.
Unless it's been put on the table explicitly that
Yeah.
okay, this is
Yeah.
what our union comes with, or what our friendship comes with, then don't assume that okay, this person because they're just a female, when you must jump to really the last thing, third base already.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even if that person is just there as a friend.
I think in the
Respect
in
their
the
privacy.
there's one thing engasho ukuthi I learned from Ulea book lodge that we went to, where what was this guy?
Tendan.
Who,
Oh,
Book launch.
book launch.
Shabalala.
Shabalala. Kabelo Chavala.
Kabelo Chavala.
Kabelo Chavala. Yeah.
So we were speaking about Amachens Uguti. We can still have a normal conversation with girls without even approaching them.
Yeah.
As much as there are a lot of things that we was talking about, some of the things maybe we're not agree with, but at the end of the day, there's one thing that I saw with guys with girls we always, when we see them, we always wanna hunt. Sometimes we just wanna see them, we're like, okay,
have
cool.
a conversation with them, understand
them, try to make sure that not everything
just have a conversation.
Just have a conversation, just move.
To make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's what we were saying on the actual episode, Uguti. Sometimes we don't need to have a conversation with a human because the experience we have and the perspectives we have are from a male standpoint. And to understand life from a female standpoint is also important for you to get a grasp of. So it just ends there. But nonetheless, it was a great episode. I think it was a great episode. And this is also a great episode, motherfuckers. But yeah, man, it's been a journey. That's what I can say. It's been a journey. It's been a great journey. There's been ups and downs, and there's still gonna be ups and downs.
Definitely.
Wait, Mara, are we still continuing with this fucking episode
podcast thing?
I mean, we are on like
people don't want to engage.
We're almost on 300 subscribers.
We haven't get there. Yeah.
There are people who are still watching without
subscribing.
Yeah, that's a sin. You're not gonna enter the
that's
gates of heaven if
crime.
ever you're not subscribing and you're just
you're watching content. Free.
By the way, you guys should go back to our previous episodes, whatever episode you didn't watch. Go back and we have that conversation. The conversation didn't end on that episode. The conversation still continues even now.
Today.
If you comment, we're still gonna get a notification that you commented on that episode, and we'll still go back to there
revisit
and have,
that shit.
Maybe we didn't have answers of that conversation.
Even if maybe you feel like you want to be part of an episode that we have done before, that you feel like, oh, there's a lot of things that you feel like we didn't cover. You can come to us and break it down and feel like, okay, this is this and that and that and that. You feel like you guys didn't cover. I feel like if I can join you, we could cover this and that and that.
So does that say we are continuing with the podcast?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one gives you a hint that we are willing to continue with the podcast. But we don't have the keys. Because the keys are from the workers. The workers, they have the keys that if they want us to continue, they want us every week.
They should show us.
They should show us.
And we're not asking for a lot.
No.
The content is out for free.
Sure.
The least you can do is just dedicate 30 to an hour of your time.
You don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to.
Yeah, and you just watch. Maybe you comment. I'm sure you have something to say in each and every of our episodes. If ever you don't,
just give it time.
You can just say, you guys are the best. You guys are doing a great job. No, you guys suck. You're wrong there. Like
a new perspective, like what we did.
I
think we got a comment this past week where they said maybe two female perspectives would have helped. So those kind of things, they help us understand.
After all, we're not doing this for us alone. We're also doing it for them. As
so
I said
obviously,
earlier, we curate content for them as well.
You know, so obviously for them, it felt like maybe it was one-sided. You know, it's only one female's perspective, but from two, and it's three of us, so we clearly outnumber.
But then at the end of the day, when I watched that episode, there's one thing that I understood. We were not about we are covering gents.
No, we're asking questions more than we're making
questions to one female. You understand? And that female was saying whatever that she was saying.
Yeah, maybe that question. I mean, that statement that person made, we should be having a second female perspective, is because of the limited perspective.
Yes, we got from that one person.
got from that one person. Maybe two would have made it different. But so it's those type of things. I think going forward, obviously we are continuing. I want to see us doing 104 episodes and see where we'll stand. And I think 104 episodes is enough for us to dictate, are we still continuing?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it or not? Because if ever we are not where we want to be
after
104
episodes, and then I think that's when we can say, as hard as it is, okay, let's switch off the cameras and let's have these conversations with us only, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We are having these conversations,
we are
deciding to have the cameras right
on.
here. So
As
it's not
something,
it's our conversation.
It's not scripted, though.
Yeah, it's our conversation that we would.
No, it's not.
I mean, we have a lot of conversations off camera that we are like, fuck, should we switch off the camera? Switch on the camera, done. Yeah, it could have been content. But we decide on these ones, Uguti. Yeah, they should be documented. Most people would ask, Uguti, how do you guys come up with these topics? How do we come up with these topics?
I mean, most of the times, it's, especially when it's just us, it's not easy just coming up with a topic, you know? Because sometimes it's like, oh fuck, okay, we need to come up with a topic, and we press for time.
Yeah.
When we start being pressed for time, it's hard to actually come up with something you feel like, okay, it's a good topic, you know. So then that's when we brainstorm and throw around ideas.
Yeah.
You know, probably 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets to an hour until we are just finding out that one topic we can just unpack. Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes we'll obviously just go online, look what people are actually saying.
Yeah.
Online. You know,
and sometimes it's trends.
Yes,
we take our topics from trends,
but we definitely
and sometimes we take it from people's personal experiences.
Exactly,
and then they come to us and
shared, and topics shared to us by those close to us.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. But it's never a case where we try to focus on pop culture. Like
no.
I think we've said this before. Our focus is not on pop culture. Like if anything, we're trying to release content that is our value, dog. You know?
Value.
Yeah, it's our
not
value.
What's trending. Because I think what we were talking about off camera, Uguti, our lives are just like, we were looking at time, Uguti, fuck say with December, man.
Yeah.
And when you look back, it's like, it's been a while, dog, since this year started. And when you look at what's been trending, this trended, that trended, this trended, that trended, someone got cancelled, someone got... Like, when you look at those things, you feel, yeah, that's not sustainable. That's not a sustainable thing to talk about if you like catch on trends. But some people can do it, obviously, without throwing shade to other people who are actually making it in the industry of podcasts. But our aim I'd say is a bit different from I mean, we're not about entertainment.
Nah, we're not entertainment. So I mean,
we're not
as we already
typical
know.
Entertainment, because if you look at it, this is entertainment.
Yeah, in
because
a form
I've
of
noticed
entertainment.
it from people who come and join us that they get entertained by whatever we
happens.
have.
Yeah, what
so
happens.
it's some form of entertainment, but not the popular entertainment. We are one, but what we're doing, I think, is needed. I don't know where it's gonna push us.
Yeah, it's necessary.
I don't know the future. I can't pinpoint where we will be. Maghambiskati. Like I don't have a distinct plan. Okay, guys, this is what we should follow so that we are here. Let's curate our content this way so that it leads us. Like, we don't have that.
Yeah.
This podcast is only based off the conversations that we have off camera and on camera.
Sure.
And this is as real as it gets, man.
Nah, it doesn't get any
Yeah,
realer,
you can't make
because
this
this is
shit up.
raw content.
Yeah.
This is raw content.
This
is raw content. You know, it's unfiltered. I remember there was an episode, the one where who was it? Was it Eva? On the provocative clothing one, where she asked us if there's no editing, cuts and all of that, and we're like, there's no stop, cut, edit, we run with what we have from start to finish, you know, so it doesn't get any
cut and paste and all of that. We don't. But then at the end of the day, on my side, I would just say, gents, when it comes to experience from the whole year doing all this, I wouldn't say good team. Maybe most of especially on people on my on my status, I would say I see this thing is fun because you guys always having a class. I feel like every day, man, and you guys are just chilling, drinking, I wouldn't say it's more about class, but it's more about what we're trying to come up with.
Yeah.
Because behind the scene, there's a lot that is happening.
Sure.
Which was more in front of a camera having just a class. Doesn't matter, it's orals, whatever we're drinking during that time.
Sure.
Maybe it's Coke, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's a hard work behind.
Yeah.
Whatever we do to come up with this, to come up with the topics, to come up with the thumbnail, to come up with whatever we have to say. It's not easy. It's not something that we wake up even having. But it's a lot of things that even if we have to consider, not only ourselves, consider the people around us, consider the people going to watch this without even knowing our society. They have to get something from this. You understand?
Yeah,
so there's a lot that is happening, and we are not even taking that for granted to say, we're just doing this.
Nah.
This is fun, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of work for us.
And there's resources involved. Because right now, like I'm thinking with you, if ever we can go back to the first ever day and like we're talking about locations, we are talking about going to this location, going to that location, we are talking about Oro Sesipuzayo. We are talking about ama locations esiyakuwo. We are talking about Oro Sesipuzayo. We are talking about our time actually be here. We are talking about eating. We are talking about accommodating our guests.
Yes.
That comes from our pockets. But why are you guys here? Why do you guys still want to do this? Whereas it's costing you financially. Whereas it's costing you timely. Because if you notice, I always say something with you. When you give someone a piece of your time, it means that you're giving them a piece of your life that you'll never get back.
Yeah.
And that's what we are doing here.
For 52
Why
weeks.
Are we fucking doing that?
For a whole year, dog.
That one, Ndona.
Why are you still here, Ndona? You're spending your money and the time here and your brain and your humility.
Yeah.
Because people could fucking crash you with this thing because it's on social media. Just because of one thing you said.
I think ibuya lapho kule episode sikesayenza whereby you're saying you're pointing a gun at your face, then
pursuit of happiness.
And also I wouldn't say
No.
I wouldn't say that time it was pursuit of happiness, but I would say what's your peace of mind? What bring peace to you?
Yeah.
You understand? But I feel like if now we will say, as there was this episode where we advise people, you guys should go to therapy. You guys should go consult so that you get professional help.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, to other people we are help.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
To other people we feel like they're going to
who's that? African Queen? Was that the username who commented on the episode where we were talking about where we were with Ash. And then we asked the question, where are the absent fathers? And I'm assuming from that comment, she's raising her daughter alone.
Yes.
And she's really having a hard time. Yeah. So you can see.
Wasn't it the episode before, the one about raising kids with a bit of struggle?
Oh yeah, you're right. That one.
Yeah.
Actually, she commented on both.
On both, is it?
Yeah, I'm just not sure of the username. I think it's African Queen or something. But you get to see the impact that we have on other people.
True.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than us, though.
And it's bigger than us.
Bigger than us.
Yeah,
when you read these comments,
and we always have a conversation around among ourselves. This thing is therapy for us because we get to sit down and speak. We get to recharge. We get to be away from.
That's you answering the question that you asked.
Okay, sure. But I'm answering for all of us.
Sure.
But I will answer for myself.
Yeah.
We get to be away from other things that we are constantly going through. So we come here but this is not just therapy for us. It's therapy for other people
at large
as well. Because there are people who are spending time to watch this each and every single episode. And if it's not every single episode, conversations that they see that they relate with.
Yeah.
And they actually give their time. And that's important for me.
Yeah.
And that's the most important
time you
thing.
can't get back, dog.
Yeah.
It's time you can't get back.
And you're allowing us to influence you in a way because after all, what we are saying, if ever you see us as people who who have something to say that you can take,
you
will take that.
Yeah, it will sit with you.
It will sit with you.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. It's bigger than us.
As I was answering the question that you were asking, at the same time, there was this question about Buza. It's one of the episode Science and Olam Chitale Bibabuza Guti. Why are gents doing podcasts instead of going to therapy?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Episode 40-41.
Yes.
Yeah.
So going to that episode, at the same time, I feel like that episode maybe should be
the answer
Yes.
for all of
yes,
this.
Yes.
for
Why
all
we
of
are
this,
doing
this.
why we are doing this.
Yeah.
Because
I
at the
wanted
same
to
time,
say
must
Yeah.
check with
Yeah, right and done.
Must check with why we are doing this, why we keep on coming to this.
Sure. Why do you show up?
Why do we show up every day? And we show up with energy, we show up every day, and we do this so much episode. And
we're
keep
not
on,
getting money.
Yeah, we're not
Nah,
getting, we're not getting
this
any
is not
money.
to our own
Yeah,
benefit.
But it's what I
Next.
was saying, Uguti. When this episode started, when this podcast started, it started off as a conversation, and we were like, since we have these conversations, you know what?
Let's
Let's
put it on
document them.
camera.
That's
Definitely,
it.
yeah.
That's it. So that's the main reason we are still here, I guess.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
because we having these conversations real life, and we just wanted to. Did I answer for everyone?
Yeah, you
I
did.
think, I
You
mean,
did. But at the
there's
same
some
time,
parts-
just to finish off,
Yeah.
after that episode, there's one thing that I realized that I felt like before starting this podcast, it was one of the things that if you were to ask me now that question, why
you doing
most
Most
men
men.
prefer to be in the podcast instead of going to therapy.
Yeah.
It's like most men, they don't have a voice. Most men, when they go to therapy, that's the voice that is in private. You guys never get to hear that.
It's not disclosed.
You understand?
But
But I feel like
confidentiality.
yes. But I feel like at the end of the day, we had to share this, give to people with. This is not exactly what men feel every day. This is not the whole thing. There's still a lot behind the scene. But we're giving you guys an idea that this is what we're going through.
Yeah.
We are human beings. We go through a lot. But at the same time, feel for us. You understand? It's not like we're just a machine that is just going through a day, doing all of that. But we're still human beings. Then we have our own ways to find therapy.
Yeah.
If this is what we do get therapy, if this is makes us to find peace, this is peace for us.
Yeah, then so be it.
You can criticize and say whatever, but that will never make us stop
Yeah.
to find our therapy. You understand? Yeah.
Never. Like for me, I feel like the reason I keep showing up, from being a guest to where I am now, there's been a lot of growth.
I think Eugene is more interested.
Yeah, because with mine, Donna,
think
I
you're
saw it
getting jealous again.
from outside, to I've seen it from being
Outside
a
and
walker,
from-
yeah,
to
and from
inside,
inside,
yeah.
and those are two different stories.
Yeah.
From outside.
Because I think we didn't have you up until episode 4 or 5. So
Yeah. It was. You mean as a guest? It was-
no, as
Or as a
part of
as
us.
part of the empty street, yeah. Flip, my sinuses are messing me up. But I feel like the reason I still show up till this day, dog. Ali is taking over every point. He wants to wrap up. So we just gonna echo what you were saying, basically, But I feel like this is definitely therapeutic. In more ways than one. How often do you actually sit and like speak over topics as we do? We hardly ever talk on topics that we have every week. So that in itself should show you that it's not just because of us trying to gain some kind of monetary value.
Yeah.
That comes with time. But we from the beginning it was a thing with let's do it because we want to.
Yeah.
And not because we're chasing in you. We're not chasing in you here.
Yeah.
If that was the case, we would have stopped long time ago. If we had to compare our content to what's out there, people hardly drop content.
And we keep on doing it.
And we just keep showing up, though. We keep showing up. And it's not conversations. Having the conversations we've had 52 weeks, for the duration of this 52 weeks, if you had any of those conversations on your phone or on WhatsApp or just by chatting, it wouldn't transpire the same way.
Of course.
It would have ended maybe within 4 chats or whatever. because not everyone is willing to engage in those kind of things, in those situations or instances. So if someone tells you a lengthy paragraph based on a topic that we've discussed on WhatsApp, you're like, hey, it's hectic, dog. So it's like it blocks out that channel of giving the other person to actually respond. It's like, I hear you, but so this having to sit here with everyone being here, it's like it opens the channel for it and the conversation as well. You don't feel like you're limited, and just learning from each other as well. The perspectives are different.
Yeah, learning from each other.
Each other because we're not from the same backgrounds. We don't have the same perspectives. We don't consume the same content. You read a lot. So we already know what SK is going to come with the book reference in one of the episodes. We haven't taught. And then he's also going to chime in.
I think some storytelling.
Lebu has mentioned that he likes your mind.
Yeah.
He mentioned that in one of the comments. I think it was a comment, was it after?
It was before he went on our episode.
It was the episode that we had in that open forest, the lockdown episode. So
and he felt like he was supposed to be there.
Yes, he felt like he was supposed to be there in that episode. So it's those kind of things where everybody contributes differently to the episode, and it makes Empty Street what it is today. And that didn't come off of just one episode. It came with 52 episodes.
I think
and there's still plenty of room to
I think even I remember then we said we wanted to get a lady behind the scene also some certain things. I remember.
Based on research and stuff.
Based on research.
Fact checking.
Yes. Then we said we need someone who have a common mindset.
Yes,
you understand?
I like.
And it was rare, Guti.
That's someone. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Started episode C2, obviously. And Untwana Zange sim approach. He came to us.
Yes.
So I believe if ever there's a lady out there who or another person, a fourth person that's going to be part of the podcast,
they should gravitate towards the podcast.
They will come to us.
Their own free will.
Yeah, they will come to us so that they don't feel
I was not trying to disturb you, but I was trying to
disturb you. I was
trying to disturb, but I'm trying to say that Uti. I felt like Uti immediately more figure. We even felt like before even USK we discussed Uti. No, he never should be part of us because we felt like Uti. The energy that he has, I feel like we have to understand. I feel like
we are on the same level.
Yes, we are on the same level.
We are on the same
That's
level.
what I just wanted to
not same
put
level, because it's my level at the
everyone is different.
But we are on the same frequency.
Yes.
We are vibrating on the same frequency.
We understand what's happening. We understand this moment.
That's why you can spend whatever cash.
Yes, and come here and show up every week.
And that's why I can spend whatever cash so that this is possible. That's why Nontwana and I can spend whatever cash to get here and this is possible.
Because honestly, dog, it's a journey that is filled with trials and tribulations. I won't lie, Ntwana. There's days that are testing. Days when you think, you know what?
Yeah, and I had that day with
you. know what I mean?
Hey, fuck. Yeah, I want to quit this shit.
So there's been days where we like, nah.
Yeah, I think most of us, we had that. Honestly, I think it's one of the things that we should even face it to the street workers that sometimes we do. Even in these 52 weeks.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I wouldn't say there were times like every day. No, there were times like, fuck this. I don't feel like going there. Then you still start to think, what was the main reason for me to start? You understand?
Like you even get questioned on the commitment that you even show. You even get questioned on that.
And we remember one thing, Guti. Every commitment that you say, Guti, if I can achieve this for 52 weeks,
there's no going back.
There's no going back. As you said before the start of the show, Guti, even on your WhatsApp, you said this, Guti. If you can commit yourself for 52 weeks, there's nothing that can stop you every day or every week.
Yeah, this is part of our lives, man.
It doesn't feel like work. It's embedded.
It doesn't feel like we're going to do that thing, but it feels like, it's part of...
Yeah, let's just set up cameras and continue living.
Yeah, and continue living.
I like
that.
Continue living.
I like that. But for me, gents, for me to you, I would say, Uguti, I feel like I started this podcast.
Yeah.
Because we go make a poster go WhatsApp.
On statuses. Yeah,
so this whole camera thing, like bringing these conversations.
You see now.
Like bringing these conversations to camera.
Yeah.
I feel like it's me who like recruited you guys. And for me, when I look back and be like, yeah, this is where we are right now. It means much.
Based off a seed.
Yeah, it means much. And it means much, Uguti. Some people got to see the vision that I had in my head and they are tagging along with it and they are consistent as fuck.
Yes.
So it means much, man. I don't want to lie. It means much. And yeah, it gives me a reason, Uguti.
To continue.
Yeah, let's fucking pull up everything.
Yeah, because another thing is you don't know whose ears or eyes this might land on.
Exactly.
You know? So there's always someone that is willing to hear a new perspective or to experience something for the first time. You know, and people that are open-minded will always be willing to actually listen to what you have to say. You know, and through all of that, they'll throw in their own inputs.
Yeah.
You know, throw in their own inputs.
Yeah, I think let's try to wrap it up.
To wrap up, no? Yeah, before...
Sekhathalekile wena mnyasukuma nyama.
Ngiyabona.
Khathalekile.
52, is it? Yeah, that's crazy.
One
but
hour,
it's deserving.
That's 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it's deserving.
Yeah, I think people will see his cut and be like, what the fuck was happening here?
Yeah, it's deserving.
Let's listen to it.
It's deserving. I honestly think it's deserving.
Yeah, and I think the thumbnail should say something like, should we continue with the podcast?
Yeah, yeah, I think.
And then that's just that.
Yeah,
that's just that.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah.
Not most of the thing that we always say.
Yeah, but I think we've said our last word.
Yeah, I think we have said our last word.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers. We sit within from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. And then it's it.
This is the Empty Street Podcast.
And let's walk the talk together. And welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
And then, as we always close, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your podcast. This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we're signing out.
We close this.
Dope.
Even though we didn't explain the last part, what do you mean by that?
No stress.
That day will come. There's a story for everything.
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of our pockets.
It's based off the letter.
It's based off the intro.
Yeah,
it's based off
the three.
What we are talking about.
And the three
relationships.